to try this journaling exercise that I heard about on Fern Cotton's podcast when she interviewed Philippa Perry quite a while ago. And what this journaling exercise is that you set a timer for 30 minutes. And it's kind of like a meditation, I guess. And you sit on the floor with your back against the wall and you leave the journal and a pen to the side. And while you're sat there in silence, maybe focusing on your breath, or if you can meditate and you're really good at it, maybe you can just sit there in silence the whole time. But the point of the exercise is that every time a thought comes up into your head, you write it down and get it out of your head. But you're not turning it into an active thinking exercise. You're literally just noting that thought and writing it down and not obsessing over it or letting it continue, which in itself is a tricky exercise. So I am going to set a 30-minute timer. I'm dreading this because I never spend any time sat in complete silence, but I've been meaning to give this a go and I've got 30 minutes spare. So I'm going to put my camera on a time lapse and record myself for 30 painful minutes and just see what sort of thoughts come up, because this exercise helps gain awareness over your thoughts and what comes up, what dominates your thoughts. And I just thought it would be a really powerful thing to test out and see what it does for me and see if I can clear some of that worry and tension I've been carrying around for a while. So if you want to join in, set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm probably just going to speed up the footage of myself doing it because I think it would make a very boring video to just watch me sat there twiddling my thumbs. I feel like my thoughts are going to look like my Google search history, which I hope nobody ever uncovers. I think that'd be more embarrassing for me than my diary. So yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm back after doing my half an hour and I felt quite relieved when the timer went off. It was a really interesting thought experiment and I really recommend you try it. I've noticed there's a common theme across all of them that I tend to be writing down a lot of negative thoughts or worries. Also, like a lot of thoughts came on by my surroundings that I saw, and I noticed different things about my body. I felt like there was also like quite a few minutes sometimes in between where I wouldn't have anything to write, and then I just kept trying to think I need to have a thought. But I ended up writing a whole A4 size page. There's some fucking weird things on there. Like, do you ever remember that advert, Philippa Perry? The olive oil. That came into my mind because I was thinking of Philippa Perry, who said about this exercise, and then I was like, oh, her name sounds like Philippa Perry, the Italian olive oil. So I think it's probably a really good exercise to do when you've got a lot on your mind and you're worrying, and it just helps you put everything down onto paper. A lot of these thoughts are things that I need to do as well, so I can see the things that are whirling around in my head a bit clearer. This particular exercise that Philippa suggested, she does it once a week, and she was describing it as the first 15 minutes she felt like really angry and annoyed at herself for doing it, and it felt like it really dragged, and then the second half was a lot easier. I felt like once I got over the 15 minutes, it did feel like it went quicker. I felt like my thoughts lessened. It was very busy in the beginning. But yeah, let me know if you try it because I thought that was worthwhile. I definitely think I want to do it again. I also, what was quite interesting was the when I was doing it, I had the thought like, oh, 30 minutes is a long time to be sitting here doing nothing, which yeah is quite negative, and I can hear the punishing thoughts I have sometimes when I try to stop and rest, which I find really difficult. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you gave this a go and how you got on and how you found it.